You've been an investment banker for a long time. We've been talking about various trends for many, many years. How do you see the private equity and venture capital sort of scenario playing out in India, in particular in the emerging markets and India, in the face of global headwinds? And we'll come to various aspects of that in a little while.
Thanks, Sourav. Can you hear me? Yeah. Thanks, Sourav. Thanks for having me here. So I think, look, private equity and venture capital has become an integral part of the capital flows into our country in the last 10 years. It really started with the IT services sector as India became the office to the world, I think, and there was very high corporate governance in this company, in these companies, no regulation, no government interference. Basically, they became the darling of the private equity investors. It started from there, and then investors just started to like India more. I don't think that's changing. In 2021, about $65 billion of PE and VC capital came into India. Last year went down to about $45 billion. And don't forget, this is $45 billion when continents like Europe, a large part of Asia got close to zero. So it's still, even a country like China barely got any private equity. So I think it's an integral part. It will continue. What's also heartening, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, is the fact that private equity today is able to get exits in India. I remember when I started my career, if there was a private equity investor which invested in an Indian company, we would say, for an exit, oh, let's go to an ADR, let's go to a GDR, or let's find a strategic investor. But today the Indian markets are so deep that you can easily get exits here. So I continue to be very confident that private equity will continue. There are certain sectors they like more than others. As I said, IT services, consumer, they like the whole play on the Indian demographics. But off late, what is heartening to see is that not just private equity, but sovereign wealth funds have come in. The Canadians, the Middle Easterners, putting in very large checks, and they're going across these sectors. They're not just staying in the traditional consumer IT services where exits are very easy, but they're also going into infrastructure, roads, ports, etc. Renewables is a big play. So I think in India, I'm very positive that they'll continue. Emerging markets, I think the countries they like are probably the ones which play the China plus one strategy well, the countries like Taiwan, etc. Beyond that, I think the other countries will struggle because capital is scarce, leverage is scarce, so it will tend to find a home where you can have easy liquidity exits, and that's not too many of them.